I've been dating a guy for a while and we mutually agreed to end it. What are some tips to move on? And also to help me from comparing past dates with him to the new dates that I'm going to be having. And also to kind of like not have that regret or that longing feeling for somebody that doesn't want me. How do we move through that? So it's really how to move through a breakup and how to have fresh eyes when you're looking into the world to see somebody new.
You know, I always tell my clients that after a date, they should write down three things. What did I like about that person? What was questionable? And what did I dislike? When you broke up with that person, you must have realized that there were some things that were chisroinus or chisronot, deficiencies that were too serious to allow this relationship to go forward. So when you've now decided to go to a breakup, you got to write down why you walked away from that relationship, that there was significant deficits in that relationship to allow it to progress forward, and constantly do chazara on that. So then it's embedded in your head, wow, I walked up because he wasn't good for me. She wasn't good for me. And these are the reasons why. And once you do that, block that person. That's it. Done. You can't go back there anymore. So many people go back to these toxic relationships that aren't good for them. Write down what it is about why you broke up so that you can now educate yourself and constantly replay the evidence. This way you don't go back to that again and fall prey to that relationship again. But remind yourself that there was a reason why I left that individual. Otherwise, I would have gone forward with that person. And that's how usually you have to proceed forward. They didn't meet my needs. They have to have met your emotional needs and your midos expectations. Maybe parnasa was an issue, whatever it may be. Oftentimes, people will call me, can I go back to them? But I'll say to them, but he treats you like garbage. Why would you want to do that? They just need to jot their memory of why they walked away from it. And this way, then they can say that he didn't meet this criterion or that criterion, and that's why I can't go back to this and I have to close it out.
I love it. And I think that reviewing it is what you need, because what happens with the brain is something gets stuck and it's cycling and you're thinking, you know, I like this and I like that. And you've got the list of all the things that you're liking and I miss that feeling and I want to be with somebody like this. And all of that longing gets wrapped up in the thinking and it gets recycled. It's like a rerun, like a show that plays over and over and over again. You could play it 1,000 times in your mind. In order to rewrite that, you have to go through what didn't work, right? I liked all of these things and I'm somebody who doesn't like to deny what worked. I would rather look at it and go, I like that. And I'm really disappointed and I'm irritated because I don't like this. I'm questioning this. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel confident. I don't feel good when I'm with them. I like to ask people, do they bring you up? Do they make you a better person when you're around them? People know right away.
Great question.
Usually they're like, no, I mean, I probably help them to be a better person more than they help me. Right. But I still like them. I said, I'm not asking you not to like them. I'm just asking you to reframe. Because if they're not good for you, then we have to do what you said and keep replaying. But this didn't work. I do like those things. Don't ignore that. You have to acknowledge, yes, I did like those things, but this didn't work. And here's why. Here's what wasn't working. And this wasn't good. And that's not good for me. And so I think that that's the best method. And going forward, I like to say this. When you're comparing this guy to this guy or this girl to this girl, you're like, oh, this one's like this, but that one's like that. I like this about this. I like that about that. I don't care about comparing them to each other. They're not marrying each other. They're going to marry you. So the only one that I want them compared to is you. This person to you, or that person to you. To each other, I don't care if one's better or worse than the other one. They still might both be completely wrong for you. And if they're wrong for you, it doesn't matter that one's better than the other. They're still not right for you. So I always want to do the comparison, me against another person, and never compare them to each other because it doesn't do anything for us. It doesn't actually help the process.
Great point.